So hello everyone, my name is Kathrin. I'm a compulsive eater and bulimic from Germany. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day from the GreySheet. I write them down, I commit them to my sponsor. I don't eat in between my meals, no matter what, and abstinence is the most important action I do every day. My abstinence date is November 20th, 2018. And thank you for asking me to speak, Stephanie. And I'm nervous. Every time I speak, I'm nervous. But what else is there to share than what it was like, what it is like now after what happened? And GreySheet is like the big bang that happened for me. So the form that my disease of compulsive eating took was binge eating in intervals, not every day, but like there are alcoholics who drink every day, and there are alcoholics who drink every once in a while. And I was like a compulsive eater that ate every once in a while. But then I also had phases when I would eat all day long, not that much, but the whole day through. I didn't have a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. Just the whole day was a meal, basically. And also compulsive exercise, and then no exercise at all. Just these extremes that have really been present in my life. And my disease took also the form of bulimia. That happened relatively late, in my late 20s. And I was really shocked when I did that, because I know that my mother has the same disease and I never wanted to be like her. And it turns out I have the same disease, and this is really a family disease also. And I got the best of the best, in quotation marks, of both worlds from my parents. My father is a heavy compulsive eater, and my mother is bulimic and anorexic and compulsive exerciser. And I have both these extremes in me. And so this is what my disease looks like if I don't treat it. And it's basically a form of self-destruction. And I'm not able to be present when I eat compulsively, when I numb my feelings. I am not really in this world. And I ate when I felt guilty. I ate when I felt bored. Yeah, just to numb down these uncomfortable feelings. When I was afraid, I couldn't eat because my stomach would turn around. When I was in love, I couldn't eat. So it's just the food always had a connection with everything that happened in my life. And what I wished for was some kind of diet that I could do all my life long and still not have to restrict and still not have to let go of anything I like. And so, like many of you here, I have tried many different diets, and intermittent fasting, and then to have a cheat day or something like this, and it would just not work for me. I couldn't do this in the long run. And so I was just unhappy. I remember that around this time of the year, I came to GreySheet in 2017 for the first time. And I filled an advent calendar. I don't know if that's something typical where you live, but it has like 24 little packets or things that you fill with the sweet stuff or whatever. And I did that for my class, and I remember eating it twice, and I had to buy the stuff 3 times. So when you eat all 24, I mean, twice, it's not pretty. And I remember crying on the phone to somebody in my other fellowship. I'm going to the supermarket again. I cannot stop myself from doing this, and I'm just going to buy this and that. And feeling so ashamed that I would just buy, junk food and the sweet stuff. And every once in a while, I would sprinkle something healthy in between, so my shopping wouldn't look too, crazy. That I always cared about what people think of me. I still do care about what people think of me. When I came to the cashier's desk, I would always feel ashamed with all the things that were in my I don't know, shopping cart, I think is the word. And now when I now go into the supermarket, I know exactly where everything is that I need. And especially in this season of the year, I can enter a supermarket and be out in maximum 20 minutes, not triggered by the food that is seasonal at the moment, and out and just, you know, going through the halls, getting my stuff and standing at the cashier's desk, and I look in my shopping cart and I cannot believe it, even after 5 years, how healthy my food looks and what I put on this band, you know. And then I sometimes look left and right, what do these people have on it? And I don't feel ashamed anymore when I go shopping for my food. And yeah, so I didn't have a solution for my compulsive eating and bulimia. And because of another fellowship I'm in, I went to a workshop for the traditions. And the man who led the workshop, he was on the gray sheet. He came to Germany to give this workshop, and he weighed and measured his food in this workshop. And it was very impressive to me. And also I thought it's a little bit crazy. So I didn't ask him what he was doing because I had a lot of respect and I was new in everything and just overwhelmed with everything. But I asked somebody else, what was he doing? And the woman said, he's doing the gray sheet, I think. And I said, I've never heard of that before. I've heard of OA, but never of gray sheet. And I Googled it and I found the website and the YouTube channel, which must have been pretty new at that time. In 2017, I think it was had not existed a long time. But I heard old timers already share on this YouTube channel, and I was so impressed. And I thought, okay, I'm going to give it a try. It sounds like absolutely undoable, but I want to give it a try. And so I looked at the contact list that is available on the website, and it didn't show a contact in Germany, but in the UK and in France. And I called someone in the UK and also in France, and I don't know how it happened, but all of a sudden I was on the gray sheet. And I went shopping, and it was chaotic, and my kitchen and everything a mess, but it was really, really exciting, and I was happy because it worked. I had my 3 definite meals. I had a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. I wouldn't eat in between my meals. And I lost weight quickly, very quickly. I've never experienced that with anything else. I lost it so quickly the first time I came to Grey Sheet that I was even scared. People would ask me if I am sick. And this is something that is really, I mean, they are worried apparently when people change their physique. People can be worried about that, but when it goes in the other direction, people normally don't make comments about this. You know, are you sick? And do you need help because you're overweight or something? Nobody does that. That's kind of rude. But when somebody's getting thinner, people are worried that people are sick. So the great thing about Grey Sheet is also that your food gets adjusted, and I got more food, and I had a stable weight. And I still have a stable weight with very few corrections. And I've never had this weight since I was 18. So I cannot be more grateful for that. I eat a lot of healthy food, and I really learned to enjoy my vegetables. I was never really a vegetable person. I was addicted to fatty and salty food mainly. And now I really love my vegetables, and my favorite meal is breakfast. with the fruit and the protein. Yeah, and every meal is really good. Yeah, and what more can I say? I mean, I haven't had to binge. I haven't had to use bulimia. That in itself is a miracle. I don't understand. That GreySheet also had a solution for this. And yeah, and it just, it becomes a lot easier and calmer to do the GreySheet than it was in the beginning. Yeah, as I said, things become easier. My kitchen is not a mess anymore, and I know what I'm doing with my food. And I've heard somebody share, thank God I know what I'm doing with my food now, and I really love that. And I've kept it in my mind because I never really knew what I was doing with my food. Yeah, maybe I share a little bit what I do in each day. Because my life has changed a lot since I'm in recovery in general, in 12-step recovery. And it changed a lot and slowly. And since I'm in GreySheet, things change a little bit quicker. But then now it stays more or less the same. But I've really felt that GreySheet is like a catalysator. I don't know that word in English. I'm sure it's similar in English, but really a lot of things happened much quicker since I'm in GreySheet. And so my day looks like this in comparison to what my days used to look like before I was in recovery. I get up at 5:10 in the morning and I pray. And then I read a meditation and I write a guidance. That means after the meditation, I'm quiet and I listen to what comes in my head, and I just write it down and see if it's helpful, if it's kind, loving, honest, and pure in motive. And if that seems to be the case, I try to do it throughout the day. Then I get up, I have my breakfast already prepared in my fridge, and then I phone my sponsor. My sponsor is amazing. She answers the phone at 5 a.m. in the morning, her time, and I call her at 6 my time. And then after I've committed my food, I go to a telephone meeting almost every morning, which is 6 my time. I have my breakfast while I'm listening, and then I drive to work. And then I have my lunch at work, which is also prepared the day before, and I take it in my bag. And after work, when I come home, I usually continue with the stuff that I have to do for my work, and try to clean my flat, try to keep my own house in order, which is sometimes really a challenge. Go to another meeting in the evening. Sometimes I do step work, sometimes. But I always do 11th step, the review of the day before I go to bed. And I send a gratitude list to a gratitude partner. I pray, I close my eyes, and I'm basically gone because that's the day. And that's about 10 p.m. in the evening. I have traveled on the GreySheet. Oh, I see my time is almost up. But yeah, I will not share about that because my time is almost up. And thank you for listening to me.